feel like, I connect with a chick and I know like when I'll have sex with her. Say I have sex with a chick 100 times. It's like maybe 20 of them times was self, you know, and then like 70 of them times was like a mix of self and like the parasite. And
And
then
that's kind
and
of
then
what you
like
got in the dream before you met them.
yeah, like where it's like a mix. That's why I'm not remembering the whole dream because I'm not always the one at the steering wheel.
Yeah.
It's this other thing that's working through me that's like realizing itself through my self-realization process.
God damn.
Yeah, and so it's not trying to give up the steering wheel. So it's constantly trying to push me around and find suitors for it. And then yeah, like it's like an amalgamation thing. Like I'm a bunch of I'm all my grandparents and shit, but I don't know them. What I mean? I only know the one grandparent. So the other three, I don't know them. So I don't know their parents, and all them people. I don't know which one of these sleeper cells could be trying to come through and make me synchronize with one of these wombs that are basically like the recipe that would bring it into form. And I feel like if people was to like realize that's what's happening, then they could not give in or succumb to those connections, and then
With
they
people
connect.
who they don't know.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. They don't know because they don't know themselves,
Yeah.
and so you connect with the people that are themselves and from yourself, and then that I feel like that's what will really change the timelines at that point.
And having kids there, yeah.
Doing like that, yeah, abstaining, and then when you do connect with self, then yeah, you do have your physical connection with self through this external self to complete it. You know what I mean? To complete
Full
this,
circle.
yeah. Because I
Is
feel like
it really?
you could be with the right person. I feel like a lot of people are together divinely. They're supposed to be together, but the parasite is the one they're connecting. Like say if it's looking at it from the chakras or whatever, let's say they connect them from the solar plexus. They're not or solar plexus down. The parasites connect them from there instead of them connecting from the true self place. So they have a relationship. They're supposed to be together. That's what it's supposed to be, but they're connecting from the wrong place. So I think it's like it's the right people and the wrong connection, in a sense.
So
Like
that's how the dynamic. It's just whatever kind of messed up.
yeah, it's like if you get the ingredients for the cake, but you put too much sugar or too much of the wrong ingredient, the ratio is wrong. Now you're connecting more from the sensual side instead of connecting from the eternal, and that's why I feel like that's so many connections. I feel like there's nothing wrong with them. I feel like it's just the way they connect and where they connect from is what makes it wrong.
Dang. The way you do it and where you do it from.
Yeah,
That's for anything. That's for any relationship or like movement.
yeah. I mean, if you fuck a chick, man, and you make a baby in a spot that's designed for animals, you're gonna have animal infusion and animal spirit infused into that being, and you have to shake that. You have to do a lot of alchemy and transfiguration to shake that out and to be so that they can restore themselves and be themselves. And it's just like extra work for no reason, kind of. And
What do
it's
you mean
like
that place designed for animals?
we're all on this grid. We're on these ley lines. We're in this on this earth that's in ley lines or law lines or whatever. So different areas is for humans. Some areas is for animals. Some areas is for disembodied beings. Like you got elephants. Elephants got elephant graveyards. They go to an area and they go there to die, and that's where they lay down their body to die at. And then the same thing with humans. We got our graveyards or whatever. We got places where we do things in order. It's disorder now, but there's places there's a natural order to the world, original order. And if you're not in respect to that, then you're going to be having babies where animals are supposed to be, or you're having babies where disembodied spirits are supposed to exist, and you're not supposed to really be there. So, and it's at different times. I think the game board shifts. Because it's like you know, it's like how some areas is ocean. The ocean drains and then it becomes a valley or a desert valley or whatever. And then some areas that's so like a mountain will be an island, and then the island will drain and then it's a mountain. You know, so like I feel like it shifts, and you gotta to know your if you know yourself, then I feel like then you can kind of just innately just feel it. But since at this point we're kind of fucked, you know, we gonna have to realize what the map is, the layout of the map is, the ley lines, so that
Yeah, the
you can know.
grid.
Yeah, the grid is, you know, this area is for humans. You can breed in this area, and you're gonna attract original man ancestors if you're doing it in this place, and if you're doing it, and if you do it correctly with the right person too, and if you're going in this
From
area
the right place.
yeah, so if you go in this other area that's all animals and you have sex like an animal, you're gonna attract that because sex is just is a highly attractive thing. As soon as you start having sex, everything around you in that part of the grid that you're on, you attracting all of the consciousness to you.
This is
So
magnetic. These lines are magnetic, right?
yeah, and so and everything is aware of what you're aware of. So as soon as you start to do something, everything in the grid in that patch of the grid is aware of what you're doing. You know,
Ah,
you know you're gonna attract, you know, bugs or different things are gonna come. Everything's gonna come to wherever the consciousness is you know congealing at. The consciousness is coming together. Literally, it's literally coming together to you know to bring consciousness into physical form. So you're it's like, what do they call it? A toroidal field?
yeah.
Your toroidal field is interacting with that part of the grid. So then you're just going to attract what you are. And if you're having sex like an animal and you're possessed by a disembodied being, then you're gonna create a fallen angel, or you're gonna create a chimeric angel animal, maybe part human, part man being. And then it's like, golly, man, all this stuff that you're going to have to undo.
I was just drinking some water. Yep. See this magnetic field, this whole electromagnetic situation is crazy because I know when it's time to actually live wherever I want in the world, it's definitely going to be directly on a specific ley line, so I can actually tap in to larger grids and larger arrays. Because it seems like they're kind of fractally imposed on each other, like superimposed on top of each other in like super cycles and smaller cycles within that. And it's like these magnetic lines that have always been here, kind of like orchestrating the information.
Yeah, like, because there's so many dimensions to it. You know how it is when you be tripping. You see more than three dimensions. So it's so many, it's so many dimensions to connect with or to realize. And if you missing a dimension, then I'm pretty much anytime that you don't occupy an area of the body, a parasite's going to take over. So I feel like if you're occupying a space of land and you don't fully utilize it, it's going to attract some type of parasitic activity.
Every time. That's why I be feeling, because I see the Aboriginal people, or people who are the darkest, having a lot of the energetic potential, as long as it's like electricity, like melanin being a certain type of melanin being more conductive of like electricity. There's just more energetic potential in the darker people, and so when they really are unconscious, I feel like their parasites are actually the strongest compared to everybody else. They just have the strongest parasites because they're taking up all that potential.
Yeah, it's like a mine. It's like a gold mine.
Jackpot.
Yeah. It's like that's the real wealth. It's like I was talking to this dude from Switzerland. He was like, "Well, why are the Swiss so rich or whatever?" I was like, because he was saying the Swiss own the banks. I was like, it's not. I was like, it's not about the money. It's about the parasites that are in the dark skinned people that are controlled by these pale skinned people that are controlled by that same parasite. It's not about the money. The real value is the gold mine of the person. When they talk about wealthy people, it's people that can manipulate large groups of melanated people.
Wow. Yep.
That's a wealthy person.
but true wealth.
Yeah, they can really manipulate the timeline in an instant.
And we're just in the aftermath right now.
Yeah, like if you change the price of grain, like in Egypt, they'll riot if the eggs go up at like 50 cents, or the bread goes up 50 cents, they'll riot, So if you change the price of grain, then you can change the price of all of that, and just like in an instant, it can happen like that. And so it's all about people, the way you're getting the melanin attached to things, man. It's like Dr. Africa was saying. He was like, man, cocaine and extracts like that are really a killer to the melanated person, because the melanated being, the whole nature of it is to create oneness. So when you ingest something that is incomplete, or if you're in an incomplete place or with incomplete people, your nature is to make things complete. So you're naturally going to get drained, almost instantaneously, because your body is just trying to make things one, because that's what it naturally does. So you're taking cocaine, or you're taking sugar, you're taking rock salt. It's so incomplete. It's not coming with, a complete plant. It's not coming with a whole structure. So your body is like, it's got to take so much from your body in order to make that granulated or that incomplete structure complete, that it's just extremely taxing and draining.
And it brings a lot out of you, though. But that's that. Even just being high off Molly or cocaine is so those compounds are incomplete. So you complete it, and because they're so incomplete, there's so much of you that actually has to surface to complete that. It's kind of like your true self, but you're kind of like raping your true self out of yourself for those draining experiences.
It's a different level of masturbating. It's a lower level of masturbating. Baiting the master to the surface to like process this bread or this alcohol or whatever,
or this cocaine or this sugar or
anything anything, because like it's all like a trauma. Yeah, I mean, I would say anything, man, like, because it's initiating a death response. So yourself is like, what the hell? I mean, come to the wheel, because what the fuck's going on? Like, death is happening. Like, you're gonna summon self. Like, if you're about to bust a nut, yourself is gonna come to the surface to be like, wait, no, wait, no, wait, no, wait, no, wait. And so like, and people love the euphoria, basically just like slapping God in the face, like, fuck you, and releasing and letting go of the energy, all the responsibility.
And there's no end to that, as far as like the abominable behavior, whether it be that or just just kind of taking advantage of the land, the topsoil, ruining the topsoil, or cloning people, just soullessly cloning people.
When you can't create,
but you're doing that to God.
You're not in a position to create. They say idle hands is the devil's workplace, man. If you're not in a position to create, then you're going to destroy, and then you're going to get you're experiencing being God through destruction. So you're experiencing being God through killing yourself, killing other people, raping kids, raping other people, raping the environment. That's your experience of God, which is a cheap experience. It's nothing like the creation.
Cheap high, cheap, dirty, artificial high.
Yeah, jerking off the porn when you could actually create a attractive being that could help you realize yourself, and you can manifest real wealth with the being just through experiencing one another. And that's like, you can't even compare that to jerking off the porn or fucking a bitch that's unworthy. Like, it's not even, it's so cheap.
But everyone's just broke.
Yeah, exactly. It's so many. It's so much. The communication is so bad. The body doesn't know itself. It's not connecting. It's not connecting with itself fully. Certain areas just like close off, like just total sealed off, like, and it's a process of getting those areas to communicate again. And a lot of people are either going to skip steps or never do it. And it's, that's kind of where we're at. We're in that place where we've been trained to want everything instantly, even though the damage was created over a long period of time.
Ah, yep. No, dog, that's crazy.
It's like you can get it instantly, but like relative to where you're at, and then you got to move forward, then you get it relative to where you would be at then. You move forward, you keep moving forward, and then eventually, yeah, then you're at that place that you wanted to be. But once you get there, it's not like you'll be satisfied with that anyway. You're gonna keep going. You go deep enough into yourself, you're not gonna want to stop. You're just gonna keep going.
And that's that process instead of the product. Instead of, that's getting into the I mean, if you were to orient it in at that point to just continue in the process, there's really no goal you could ever like attain or anything.
Yeah, it's like as your identity gets smaller, you go deeper into yourself. Yourself seems more vast. You seem like you have more potential, more opportunity to experience yourself because you're getting smaller and smaller in your identity. So, you just, like you were saying, like, you compress everything. Everything's compressed. Time, everything is compressed. So it just seems like endless opportunity to experience yourself. There's no lack. So then I feel like then you just attract instantaneously from that state of being.
What's the 0 point?
Yeah, and it's relative to whatever you'll naturally be satisfied by. You know what I mean? Because like your idea of what's supposed to satisfy you is often not what really will satisfy you. So it's like once you get the food and then you have a few bites, you're gonna be full or whatever. If you just stay in the moment, but if you think like, oh, I need to eat this whole thing to be satisfied, then you'll eat the whole thing. But it's like that. It's like the same thing. Like as you go on in the journey, then you realize like, man, I'm satisfied with. I was satisfied. I did want to watch documentaries. Now I just want to read books. Now I just want to do breath work. Now I just want to grow plants. Now I just want to, do the thing. Everything just kind of you get more satisfied with less, and then it's just more abundance.
And in that collapsed or shrunken or reduced identity, from that identity, as much as that goes on, that's the equally proportionate. You have your leverage on reality.
Yeah, but then people at this point, we are conditioned to desire things that make us keep desiring. It's like if you desire things that make you want more food. You don't want to eat what makes you not want food. It's like I want to eat this salty thing because it'll just make me want this same thing again, so I don't ever have to move forward. I want to eat this sugary thing, so and so you're constantly eating things that don't, or consuming things that aren't going to satiate you. Like it's like if you watch a bunch of garbage movies, you're gonna just want to keep watching movies just to find that good one. So it's like it's just how it goes, man. Like we've been conditioned to seek things that don't satiate, because the things that satiate remind us of ourselves, and then we need less and less and less and less and less. But the more, if you can create this idea of I need more, then that must mean that you are more in your mind, like as far as like what more is to you relative to your state of consciousness. So like if you say I need more, I need 10 pounds of food, then that means I must deserve 10 pounds of food. So that must mean I must be a more powerful being or whatever. Or I need $1 million because a $500,000 ain't enough because I'm this powerful, or I need 500,000 acres because 10 acres ain't enough. It's just because I have this idea of myself that I need more because I'm more. And if people was, to really be like, yo, I'm less than what I think, then they can experience more.
From emptiness.
Yeah, instead of conceptualizing more, and then they experience less.
It's a Chinese finger trap, dog.
Yeah, it is. You just gotta stay present, man, so that you don't get ahead of yourself. And then if you're not ahead of yourself, then you won't get behind. If you stay present, then if you really chew some food and you breathe, and you're really chewing it and you're in silence and you're with yourself, you know what I mean, and you're really feeling your body, you're gonna stop eating before you thought you would.
See, that's where we have. It's crazy because I'm having like another aha like these past few days. I really don't realize how much more I could make out of each day if I was moment to moment. Like, okay, what else am I not seeing? What else? What else? Like moment to moment, but people be living like hour to hour or some shit. Or if they're living like day to day in work weeks where they're getting certain paychecks, they're already like kind of planning their thing out like in days or hours, and that in between space, they're not even there.
Yeah, man. It's like it's funny, man. I learned like some things like at different periods. Like I think everybody should have a hard day's work, so you can learn about that, what that is. But like, it's it's like when you learn how to work, I feel like a lot of us is conditioned. Like I say, you get a checklist of things to do. We're like, I'm trying to get this shit all done by noon. When it's like, yeah, you could just do this shit gradually throughout the day, so that you wouldn't have like your idle time would be appropriated, and then your moments between events would be, you would transition from event to event more smoothly, instead of like, I need to do this, I need to do this and the next thing and do this thing, and then so I can reach this end point, because you're not really enjoying the process. You just want to get to the end of the task list, so that
Product.
you can, so that you can go and indulge in the ignorance or whatever, and so you can block off the senses, and be numb and be pacified, binge or whatever it is. It just comes from not enjoying the process and trying to do all the shit as fast as possible, instead of trying to do it as present as possible. If you get 10 things to do and you're like, how can I do this as fast as possible? Then you're gonna focus on doing it with speed instead of doing it with presence. But if you do it like, how can I do this and be as present as possible? Then you're gonna just get more opportunities to be present. Life's gonna bring you more and more presence.
It's just those two paths. I mean, at the end of the life, one looks really empty, like you feel just empty, and then another path you feel just primordially satisfied.
Yeah, exactly. It's just like, but I wouldn't even say primordial. You mean, how do you mean primordially? You mean like empty, like?
Oh, I meant empty. If you were in a rush, if you were trying to get
Yeah,
everything done fast just for the product, at the end of your life, you're gonna feel like not satiated, not full, not satisfied.
yeah, and then come back into the game probably.
Yeah, and I probably shouldn't use void, but still, and then not even, but probably shouldn't have used void, and then, but on damn it, god damn,
Good.
on the what was that?
I say you good shit. Nah,
Oh
I mean,
yeah,
I was
but
the one. I was the one that fucked up. I didn't know exactly what you meant, but I get you now. Yeah, you was right. It's primordial, prime. It just means pure. You know what I mean? Just being one. Prime, la primera, being
some real
one.
satisfaction.
Yeah.
But if you had no memory of any other lifetimes, and then you've been trained just to live the other way, it's like you wouldn't even figure it out until you're on your deathbed. Like that's how it's designed. That's what it looks like.
Yeah, to make you wanna come back.
And actually be present and pay attention, and appreciate what's going on.
Yeah, but then then you die, all unconsciously and in pain and awake. Then you're gonna come back probably that way,
fragmented,
and
shuffled,
and then the whole shit resets, and then now you back into this rinse and repeat dance.
until somebody comes along who knows himself to just show that mirror.
Yeah, I mean, and you got to really do some type of work that makes this grid feel like you've earned that experience, or you're ready for that.
It's designed. It's all these processes are just they're just on these larger cycles. Whereas like, and I was just thinking, that's what I was thinking with the whole just queen parasite thing. It's just from the first possession of an aboriginal that you can get, like from that, even before that, the whole plan was to crop your own. your own clones at the end. Like that, but that was the whole plot this whole time. Like, was that what it was going for the whole time?
The self or the parasite?
The parasite, like it's not like it's just these plans that are on just like it's longer than one lifetime that it takes to just actually carry out the entire process or like see the process through.
Yeah,
So
they probably look at it just like a farmer, man. You know, you're gonna have some losses. You know, some plants are gonna get eaten up, some plants is gonna get taken away, some plants are gonna get stolen by vagrants. You know, but you're gonna get your main yield, and you're gonna take that basket of souls and you know, and that's your crop.
in these types of processes, they just fit into larger contexts of things that are all, you know, they're all. It's not that they're coming together; they already were together. It's like it already was perfect, and it's just, but through the fragmentation, it's like to fill these gaps and have these other types of experiences. It's like, yeah, it's designed so perfect, but it's still rough. Like it's just intense, I guess.
Yeah, it's the most difficult game that could be imagined. I feel like that's what you would do as a god, though. I guess you would make the most challenging game. I
Nothing.
guess.
Everything else would feel numb. It's not even fun. Like it's just like not being challenged, and you're the most powerful being to have no, you know, is nothing. There's nothing else that you would be concerned with other than just finding that the ultimate challenge. I guess if you had the ultimate potential.
Yeah, I don't know why you would ever settle for like bench pressing 100 pounds lighter than what you know. That's like bench pressing your warm up weight for the rest of your life or something. It's like why would I do this? Why I'm not ever getting any stronger.
Is there a place to plateau? You know, because ideally does everyone just get stronger and continually get stronger and stronger until they like? There's obviously a peak in the gym, but with consciousness though, being, you know, of the spirit, not physical, it's like there's no limit with that.
I guess, man, it really just you know, you just get to a different position of being able to help yourself, and through helping yourself, you help others, and then you get help, and you climb the ladder within yourself. You know, go deeper within yourself. And I think like yeah, like so, you know, you graduate to another level of existence, then you can dip your toes in this level of existence to pull people out of it, the ones that reach out, and then at the same time, simultaneously, some other being is pulling you up, and you're not separated because you're all synchronized, you're all one at that point, and you just make a chain, a real cabal.
The university.
Yo, have you seen this shit they call the line though? It's like these eco cities that they want to make. They want to put everybody on these stacked like a line. Like instead of having everybody sprawled out across the country, they want to have like a line across the country and have like a train system that goes back and forth across it. Everybody will be within these. It's like a line. They call it the line.
Huh.
It's like, yeah, yo, it's crazy. I don't know. I just was saying, I don't know if you've seen it. That shit look nuts though. I gotta send you a link though. That shit. If that's what they want, if that's what motherfuckers want, I'm definitely you gonna catch me somewhere growing microgreens randomly somewhere.
Easily.
Yeah, somewhere butt naked. I don't know, whatever it takes.
Wow. It's these timelines. I believe though that through the dreaming, people have already been tampering with timelines and shit. Like just continually going back and forth to certain junction points just to avert realities of Armageddon.
Yeah, I mean, they every time they create a problem, in a sense, like say you rape an Aboriginal woman, and then you make this mixed offspring. You think maybe you think that you're gonna create, you know, another thing that'll help you, but who knows? You know, it might go the other way. You know, yeah. So I think that I think it's some things that the parasite is creating is creating problems for itself too. You know, some shit is not gonna go its way just because it's a free will zone. And you know, that's what I think. I think, you know, you think that you got motherfuckers cornered or whatever, but then, you know, you realize it's a circle. It's not a square. It's not. You know, I don't know. I feel like that's kind of what happens, probably. You know, like you think you think you controlled all the Aboriginals, but then now your daughter wants to fuck an Aboriginal. You know,
Justice.
stuff like that. You know, stuff like that happens. You know what I mean? I think that type of shit. They create it could go either way.
See, that's what I mean by as much as you put your neck or you put your heel on the Aboriginal's neck, the harder you press down, the harder it's gonna come back on you.
Yeah, I mean, it definitely is like a beach ball thing. It's just the more I feel like the more divine the environment is, the more the small things are big things. Now I feel like when people are in the great abundance like that, they're like, ah, don't worry about it. It's just one parasite. Don't worry about it. And then it just grows crazy. That's what I think happens. You know what I mean? I think it just because they don't look at it like, you know, they're probably looking at it like, ah, man, it's cool. Everything's good. Everything's in peace. And then, you know, they're not even thinking. They're probably not even thinking in time. So then, like 2,000 years later, or human years later, now you got this. Now you got this fucking manifestation of a parasite, whole another level.
Out of nowhere.
Yeah, it's like you really can't take no plays off, even in abundance.
And that's fine if I'm in this body for only so long. If I was in this body forever and like a you know, like an undefined, indefinite amount of time, that the idea of never being able to take a play off, that'd be like pretty shitty. But if it's like, oh, it's only for this long, it's like, okay, let me push myself to the end and through to the other side.
Yeah, yeah, it's definitely, you know, you got to have perspective, you know what I mean? But people are so afraid of death because they're not living right, man. The more you live correctly, there's no fear of death.
I see. If it was like this, it's like, yeah, like there's really not enough time. There's so much, right? So many things in front that are just requiring me to meet it right where it's at. If I fall a step behind, it's just like, that's my soul.
Yeah, you gotta like, you can't like. It's like if you got your baby in your hand and your cell phone in the other hand, and you could drop one or the other. You know, you're gonna drop the phone every time. You know, what I mean, you should. If you gotta pick one, but you're gonna drop the eternity, or you're gonna drop the temporary thing.
Yep. I feel like that's a great place to wrap this.
Yeah, I feel it's a quality one, man. I'm gonna finish this next book sometime between now and the full moon, and I'm gonna definitely see what I can do my best to go on a little hiatus between now and then, so I can come back, not fragmented, you know, more concise.
You still in Fresno?
Yeah, I'm still here, man. Still looking for places, man. Like, cause I gotta find a place to leap to. And my man is still like, hey, "What's up, man? I'm trying to cop the place." And I'm like, he hit me up today too. I was like, "Look, man, I still gotta find another lily pad to get to, man. Cause it gotta be just right. I can't, like you said, you know, you don't want to just go anywhere." But he's a friend of mine, so I think I'm good on that end. You know what I mean? At least till November, I think I that door is open. But after November, I think people's buttholes are gonna get a little tighter. And that's how I feel. Not to be weird or nothing about it, but that's how I feel. Like, you know, we're in the, you know, in Mario, how toward the end of the game the music speeds up. I think the music is speeding up a little bit, and November the music's going to go up a tick.
Yeah, we'll be ready. We're born ready. Yeah,
for sure.
Well, excellent. I really appreciate everybody listening. I appreciate you, Taylor, for just, you know, for the time, the energy, because this is great work. I appreciate it, man. It's awesome.
Nah, thanks, man. I'm glad we can keep doing this, man, and cranking these out. I'm sure the next one is gonna be it's gonna be nice too, man. Because like I said, I'm just gonna congeal. I'm gonna just shut down for a minute because I've had company for the last 85 days, so I need to just be with myself now for the next 2 weeks or so, or at least 10 days, and I think after that, then I'll be ready to do something even more myself.
Excellent, and I'll be right there with you, man, progressing. So,
Word, man.
So let's get it.
Yes, sir, man. Thank you to the Patreon peoples, and if you're listening on YouTube, thank you, and subscribe to the Patreon, man. Cowtown on Patreon, right?
Indeed, and yeah, we'll drop this in about a week on YouTube. Is that cool?
Whatever's clever.
All right, I'll put it on Patreon tonight, and then in about a week, I'll send it your way.
All right, man. Yeah, word. I'll advertise for it. Let people know.
Excellent. Yeah, I'm overjoyed.
All right, man.
Blessings.
Enjoy wherever you at, man. The moment that you in.
Of course, and likewise, G. I'll see you on the flip.
All right, bro.
All right, bless.